Welcome everyone to the season finale of Beyond the Adventure. Today's episode is the highest point in the Commonwealth, and let's get started. So for the opening shot here, I want to show you guys the entrance sign to Mount Greylock State Reservation. Now I'm just going to let myself speak real quick here, and then I will pick up the episode from there.
Happy Wednesday everyone, and welcome to the season 6 finale of Adventure Wednesday. Over this past season, I've traveled over 1,600 miles to take you guys on different adventures. Today we are in the Berkshires, which is located in the northwestern corner of the state of Massachusetts. More specifically, we're in the town of Lanesboro, which is home to the highest natural point in all of the Commonwealth. Known as Mount Greylock, this 3,491-foot peak can give you visibility for up to 90 miles on a clear day, which clearly is not today. So sit back and relax as I take you through to the top of the park where there is a Veterans War Memorial Tower, but right now we are at the visitor center, so let's get out of the truck, go through the rain, and have a look around.
So yeah, like I said, over this past season we've traveled a little bit over 1,600 miles. I think it was 1,697 miles when I sat down and did the math. We went all the way from Massachusetts. We did episodes down in Virginia, mostly around the Shenandoah Valley area. Absolutely beautiful down there. I will throw a link to the very first episode of this season down below, which is where I took you guys up to the Quabbin in Massachusetts and showed you some of the filming locations from Super Troopers 2. Anyways, Mount Greylock State Reservation is a place that I've wanted to bring you guys for at least the past 2, maybe even 3 seasons. Now, the auto road that I go up on later on in this episode is only open from I want to say the end of May until usually sometime in the middle of October, beginning of November. It's all very dependent on the weather. They don't plow this road or maintain it in the winter months, so in order to get up there you actually have to hike up the mountain anyways, or hike up the road, either way, to get up there. So going on the Wikipedia page here for Mount Greylock, this is a visitor center. Like I said, they had a bunch of really cool things, and there are some very cool old photos of the Mount Greylock tower that was up there originally and an early concept for it. So like I said, this is the northwestern corner of Massachusetts. This is right around the Mohawk Trail, which is where I also took you guys last season on Adventure Wednesday. So here, leaving the visitor center as we travel up the road, this was the only day that I was able to make it up there. I wanted to go up on a clearer day, but the weather just did not cooperate, so I said, we have to go anyway. I brought the drone with me just in case, but it was extremely windy, extremely rainy, and we just kept getting these flash flood advisories. I think we got 3 in total when we were up there. Very, very peaceful though. There was probably 3 or 4 other people we saw the entire time that we were up there, other than, like the park staff. Anyways, Mount Greylock is the highest natural point in Massachusetts at 3,489 feet. Its peak is located in the northwest corner of the state in the western part of the town of Adams. I believe it is in Lanesboro, but I could be mistaken. Although geologically part of the Taconic Mountains, Mount Greylock is commonly associated with the abutting Berkshire Hills to the east, which is also known as the Mohawk Trail. Alright, so a network of hiking trails traverse the mountain, including the 2,179-mile Appalachian Trail, which goes all the way from Georgia, or the Great Smoky Mountains, all the way up to Maine. It's an absolutely amazing trail. I've hiked many different parts of it, and at one point in my life I would like to hike the entire thing. I know a few people that have done that in the past, and they all had great experiences on it. So Mount Greylock is part of an 11-mile long island-like range that runs north to south between the Hoosick Ridge to the east, the Green Mountains to the north, the Berkshires to both the south and the east, and the Taconic Mountains to the west. So, where is it? The mountain is known for its expansive views encompassing 5 states, and it's the only taiga boreal forest in the state, which I believe is a type of forest where it is a bunch of pines and stuff like that. Anyways, going to some history. Prior to the arrival of the Europeans, the Mohican people were closely associated with this region. They used the trail known as the Mohawk Trail to trade between the tribes of Hudson and the Connecticut River valleys. The mountain was known to 18th century English settlers such as Grand Hoosick, and in the early 19th century it was called Saddleback Mountain because of its appearance. So the original, or the origin of the present name of Greylock and its association with the mountain is unclear. It first appeared in print around 1819 and came into popular use by the 1830s. It may be in reference to its appearance, as it often has a gray cloud or a lock of gray mist upon its head, which you can see here. I thought this was, honestly, despite the rain, I thought this was a perfect day to go to a location known as Mount Greylock. I mean, look at the clouds passing over this tower. You'll see in 1 second here. I really like this shot. Right after this one, when I show the tower, you actually see a bunch of clouds passing in front of it. I don't think I showed it to you yet. I think it's coming up right here. You can see all the clouds passing over that. Very, very cool. Now, a lot of people describe this Veterans War Memorial Tower as a lighthouse or a beacon. Right there, there's a sign for it. Now, there's a couple of these different placards on the outside. Now, a few years ago, they actually did renovations on this, so it was closed for a little while where people could not hike up it or, you know, walk up the steps that are inside it. There's also, if you saw, there's that weird cabin type of building over there, the lodge-looking building. I believe that is like a bed and breakfast, or are they also like a little tiny restaurant? I don't think it was open the day that we were up there, at least it didn't appear to be open. So, going down here, I did see something cool that I wanted to share with you guys. So, like many of the parks around here, this was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC. It was the 107th Company Mass Camp SP7, and it was active from 1933 through 1941. They made extensive improvements on road, trails, scenic vistas, fire breaks, forest health improvement, and recreational area development. Very powerful words up here on the top of the, I guess, mausoleum, if you want to call it that. It was a very nice display, very beautiful display of the U.S. emblem on the floor there. I absolutely love this design, these tiles, everything on the ceiling there. Very, very cool. Now, heading up here, this just reminded me of being in like some type of bunker or something like that, some fallout shelter. You go up this little bit of a tunnel, and then you go up to probably one of the largest spiral staircases that I've ever traveled up and down. There's been a couple of other ones that were very long that I've been in, and I want to say Baltimore had a bunch of them, but this definitely is up there for one of the steepest, tallest spiral staircases. So speaking of height, the Veterans War Memorial Tower, if I can find it, it is like 90, yeah, right here. So the seasonal automobile road is open from late May through November 1st, weather permitting. Climbs to the summit where stands the iconic 93-foot tall lighthouse-like Massachusetts Veteran War Memorial Tower. They had all these different plaques up on the wall up here that would show you what you were looking at, if you could see out there, which you could not this day. Now, this up here, it was kind of sketchy.
You can't see anything out the window.
If you hear what I'm saying here, you can't see anything out the windows, but you can hear the wind, and this wind was ferociously howling. See if you guys can hear it real quick. I mean, it was smashing things. There was water dripping in from different weird angles. The rain was blowing around different areas. You can still hear it as we're walking down the steps. Anyways, if you look really quickly on the ground, right there, there's an Appalachian Trail marker, and it says the Appalachian Trail from Georgia to Maine. I will throw the picture up here. I took a really cool picture, at least I think it's a really cool picture of the trail marker and the tower in the background. Anyways, guys, this is ending out the episode right here as we are traveling down the mountain. I want to thank you guys very much for watching this episode, watching all the past episodes of Adventure Wednesday and Beyond the Adventure this season. I had a lot of fun bringing you guys to all these different places, and Adventure Wednesday Season 7 will be starting again this fall, so look for it sometime around the beginning to middle of October. But for the time being, starting next week, I'm going all the way back, the very first episode of the very first season of Adventure Wednesday, and I'm going to do 2 episodes of Beyond the Adventure every single week. So next week, look for Season 1, Episode 1 of Adventure Wednesday, Beyond the Adventure, coming out in the morning, and I'm going to do Season 1, Episode 2 at night, and I will continue that pattern up until we start the next season. I don't think I'll be able to get every season in where I filmed Beyond the Adventure, so in between, when we have breaks between seasons, I'm going to catch up on all these episodes. I believe Beyond the Adventure started with Season 5, if my memory serves me correctly, so we have 4 seasons of Beyond the Adventure to catch up catch up on Adventure Wednesday. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I will see everybody tomorrow for Thungry Thursday. Peace.